Okay, hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this library lunch learning uh, with L Services for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing. So we're here with you all. And today we have a special presenter. He's here with us. His name is Mike Hess, and he has set up BIT, which stands for Blind Institute Technology. So he will provide uh, a sermon about this. I mean, to talk about this information, a speech of all these different disabilities and what they include, and it includes the deaf, the blind, and the hard of hearing as well. So understand, before we go ahead with this process, just please be patient with us. We're trying to get everything ready. Um, if you all have any questions, please, you can leave your comments in the chat box or turn them in, and then we will reply to them later towards the end. And then once Mike finishes with his presentation and all that is completed, then we'll go ahead and answer those questions as well. And I apologize again, but my name is Daniel. Um, I'm a white male with the short hair and glasses, and I'm dressed in black, and then I also have the light blue background. Um, so now I'm going to introduce Mike Hess and pass it on to him, and he's on the floor now. So I'm going to spotlight Mike, and I will remove myself. Just one second.
Okay, good afternoon or good morning. I'm not sure what time zone everybody's in. Um, Real quick, either Amy or Daniel, am I fairly centered from a video perspective?
You're perfect, Mike.
Awesome, thank you. Uh,
Yes, you're great.
awesome. Well, good day,
You're
team.
in the center.
My name is Mike Hess. I am executive director and founder of a Colorado-based nonprofit, truly making a global difference. And let's see here. I'm blind, just to let you all know. And if I do an audio description of myself, I think I'm the spitting image of Tom Cruise. So let's do that. Or Brad Pitt, somebody really good looking. Let's just go with that. So I'm a mid 50s Caucasian male with salt and pepper hair. Not as much salt, but there's salt in there. And let's see here. I am currently in a hotel room in Atlanta, Georgia. Just checked in. So coming here to for a gig tomorrow. And my background, I think the first slide is from learning to earning. Is that right? I just want to make sure we got the first slide up.
Yep, she's still working on getting the deck up, I believe.
Okay. Okay, no worries. Well, then I'll go ahead and I'll do an intro of who we are as an organization. Um, well, who I am personally. So I'm been in technology. Been in technology for 30 plus years now. I started out as a computer programmer decades ago and started working in the private sector, private industry, back in the early mid 90s, and spent almost 20 years in private industry, working for Fortune 5, Fortune 600 companies across the country. And I left my six-figure income 13 years ago now, because I was always the only blind person in the organization. However, it wasn't just blindness. With my cane, I never bumped into anybody in a wheelchair. I never heard of anybody using sign language, ASL, as their primary means of communication. Neurodiversity wasn't even a topic, and yet I worked in technology. I think I worked around individuals who were neurodiverse. However, they were just considered eccentric. And so I just started doing some research on that as a problem statement, and fundamentally realized that there are a lot of really amazing nonprofits across the country, across the globe, that are helping people with disabilities, education, advocacy, that sort of thing. But I couldn't find any of them that were really addressing the unemployment or underemployment epidemic for the broader disability community. And so, foolish or courageous, somewhere in between, I left my six-figure income to start Blind Institute of Technology. Now, some of you might be wondering, why Blind Institute of Technology? Do we only help the blind? Nope, not at all. So, this is the kind of nerd I am. This is the kind of techie I am. All things, even with AI, everything breaks down to binary. Binary are zeros and ones. It's off or on. It's machine language, and those zeros and ones are called they're called a bit, BIT. And that I took the binary bit and created the acronym Blind Institute of Technology. So that's the kind of nerd I really am, but I truly believe that technology is the greatest equalizer, and especially for the broader disability community, it absolutely helps our community overcome very real challenges every single day. So that's the name. And what we do as an organization team is we're all things workforce development. We're all things workforce development. And today we're going to talk to you a little bit about our programs, from learning to earning. If we can go to the next slide, please. The next slide is statistics. And I'm sure many of you, if you're part of the broader disability community, these statistics are not new to you. Are the unemployment rates for people with disabilities here in the United States and across the globe, they really are staggering. And regardless of what data comes out of Washington, D.C., they can always pick data to support their argument. However, it is really hard to argue with the fact that people with disabilities are more than 2 times likely to be unemployed versus fully able-bodied individuals. So that's the statistics, and that's quite honestly why I do what I do and why BIT exists, is to address the staggering statistics when it comes to underemployment. Slide 3 is all things our academy. And this is our approach within workforce development. Again, we're all things workforce development, and we have an academy. Our academy is completely virtual remote. It's a virtual remote classroom setting. Our classes, every one of our courses start out with a prerequisite independent study module. And we have 2 separate courses. We have our flagship program, which is Salesforce. Salesforce is one of the top 5 largest software companies in the world. They're the world's largest CRM company, so customer relationship management. And they've been in business for, oh my gosh, late 90s. They were cloud before cloud was cloud. And we're their official training provider for people with disabilities globally within the Salesforce ecosystem. The other program that we have is digital accessibility. Both of our courses have the prerequisite independent study module that an individual must complete before going on to the instructor-led portion of either class. All of our courses lead to industry recognized certifications. Industry recognized certifications. And that's really important. If we go on to the next slide, our next slide is from academy to apprenticeship. And we have the only national registered apprenticeship program in the country for people with disabilities. So, and the difference between internships and apprenticeships is that apprenticeships are always paid, always paid. So it's really important to me to make sure that if individuals from the disability community are working hard to get their certification in any discipline, that after they're done, that they're able to make money. And that's what a registered apprenticeship program allows individuals to do. So after receiving your certification, whether it's in Salesforce or digital accessibility, you then have the ability to register for our apprenticeship program. And our apprenticeship program, we once admitted into our registered apprenticeship program, we guarantee 20 hours a week for 2 full years. So it's a 2,000-hour apprenticeship that you get paid to hone those skills, to work on those skills as a professional, either in the Salesforce ecosystem or digital accessibility ecosystem. And we have apprentices at organizations large and small. Dell Computers, massive brand. They're a Salesforce shop, and they're very keen to make sure that they are accessible as well. And so we have apprentices from both the Salesforce ecosystem and the digital accessibility ecosystem working at the mighty Dell. We have individuals at Intermountain Health, so healthcare. We have individuals at Salesforce themselves. And interestingly enough, Salesforce are bringing in digital accessibility apprentices to help their journey on making sure that they continue to be as accessible as they can. So that's our model from academy to apprenticeship. Next slide, please. Miss Amy, help.
Let's advance to the next slide. Why partner with BIT?
Okay, I thought we were there. Okay, yep. All right, yep. So why partner with BIT team? So if you're an individual with a disability and you're looking to reskill, we're an organization that's literally by, for, of the people. 100% of our instructors identify with disabilities. We've been able to help individuals who are deaf, hard of hearing, blind, low vision, neurodiverse to include ADHD, individuals who are motor skills impaired to include paraplegic, quadriplegic. We are a very inclusive organization. If you're an organization, an employer that's out there, like, why partner with BIT? We have amazingly skilled professionals, and with our Disability Innovation Fund grant that we received from the federal government, we have budget to be able to offer organizations as well. And so everything that we do, team, is to help professionals with disabilities gain their certification and then get that all-important experience under their belt. And with our Disability Innovation Fund grant, we're able to offer organizations apprentices at a very steep discount, which is amazing. So, the next, I think we have a couple of videos I'd like to share of a couple of our apprentices who were successful. So if we could play the first video, that'd be great. I think it's Ian.
Just having a little bit of technical difficulty, Mike.
I assume so, yeah.
Hi, I'm Ian. I'm legally blind with ocular albinism and live in Denver, Colorado, where I work as a digital accessibility specialist SME at a leading global biopharmaceutical company, a role I've held since July 2024. Blind Institute of Technology played a pivotal role in my career journey. I'm especially grateful for the accessibility course, the apprenticeship program, and the detailed resume course. Each step gave me the tools and confidence I needed to reach this milestone. Thanks, BIT.
Awesome. And then we have one more video that we could play.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Ian. I'm legally blind with. My name is Kyle, and I'm visually impaired. I grew up in Monticello, Indiana, working 100% remotely for a renowned international non-for-profit dedicated to supporting and empowering women in conflict-affected regions around the world. I was a student in the Blind Institute of Technology Salesforce Academy, went through BIT's apprenticeship program, and ultimately landed this job. For the past 2.5 years, I've been serving as a Salesforce Administrative Coordinator, a role similar to a senior admin, and I'm proud of the impact I get to make each day. I'm grateful to BIT for opening the door to this incredible opportunity and supporting me in building a fulfilling career and a future for my family.
Awesome. And then we could just go to
My name is Kyle, and I'm visually impaired.
If we could just go on to the last slide, which should be contact us. So team, I'm happy to open this up for questions regarding our program and see if there's anybody out there that I can answer any questions with. So if we could open, if they want to write it in the chat, and Amy, if you want to read it off or whatever. So, but thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much, Daniel and team, for Brenda. Thank you for bringing me in and us in and letting us share our programming with your audience. We really do appreciate it.
Hey, Mike, this is Beth, and thank you and Amy both so much for joining us. I wanted to ask, so one thing I didn't hear you touch on is, do you have a recommended age range for the people that would work in your work with your programs? Like, do you recommend that they already have, a few years of work under their belt, or do you take people that are still in high school? Like, can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah, and it's Beth.
Yep, Beth. Hopefully you remember we met a little while ago.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Beth.
Yeah.
So we've the youngest person that we've actually go through our program was a junior in high school, and he ended up getting his Salesforce admin certification. He was literally the youngest totally blind person in the world to get their Salesforce administrator certification. So the challenge thing though is like, so our programming is more set up for, let's say, the adult learner, right? Where you're not you don't have the conflict with all of that sort of thing. So, however, with that said, because our cohorts are very time slot driven. For us to really scale this at large, we're like, for our Salesforce Administrator course, we have 6 cohorts this year, this calendar year alone, and we have 4 for the digital accessibility. But there are very specific time slots, in the day. That's how we could, really scale our programming. But Beth, you bring up, and we've had individuals so that young. I think our program is still, much better suited for the adult learner, where they have a little bit more flexibility with their schedule. And then you bring up a good point too of like, what other, like, what defines, what could be a good defining trait for an individual to be successful in our program. And quite honestly, whether it's Salesforce or digital accessibility, the right persona, the right traits for an individual to be successful in our programming, you don't have to be a computer programmer. You don't have to be cybersecurity analyst, nothing like that. You must be logical, though. You must have a logic orientation. And also, like it's called locus of control. Right. Locus of control is like when things happen, because they always happen. The learning and career seeker journey is challenging. We do our best to help individuals, maneuver through the ups and downs. However, locus of control is, do you blame the world for your circumstances, or do you look internal? And so individuals who are kind of looking to point to the world like, oh, it's it's the aliens, it's the the moon cycle, whatever you blame it on. If you're always looking externally for the blame, we're not a good fit for you. But if you go internal and say, I can do better, we're a really good fit for you. So individuals who are logic oriented and really are hungry to for a tech career, we're a great fit for that persona. Any other questions, though, please, Beth?
Yeah, and sorry, I'm not going to monopolize it, I promise. But on kind of the other end of the spectrum, what do you recommend? Like, have you had a lot of people in the program that are on the older end of the spectrum? Maybe they're looking to pivot to a new career, trying to kind of get into a niche where they want to upskill themselves. So on that other end of the spectrum, do you have older folks that contact you and that are interested in your programs?
Yeah, just recently we had an individual who had because disability, we all know this, disability doesn't always happen at birth, right? And for a lot of individuals, actually, disability happens, through illness or circumstance, accidents, genes activate, whatever it may be. And so just recently, we had an individual for 29 years. He was in the oil and gas industry, chemical engineer, and his eyesight deteriorated quickly. And so he's now pivoting into a tech career. So he's just one example that is very recent, like within the last 10 days or so. And yeah, we get individuals who are absolutely looking to pivot their career into a more accessible, inclusive orientation as well. So we do get folks that are pivoting quite often, Beth. Any other questions, please?
Yes, this is Daniel. I have a question.
Yeah.
It's Daniel again.
Yes.
So my question is for those who are interested in your training in the BIP program, will they able to go in person or do you pay for transportation for them to be able to get the learning that they need or the training they should receive? Just curious.
Everything that we do, Daniel, is virtual remote. Everything we do. So the reason why our program is national, actually global in scale, is because everything we do is virtual remote. So the prerequisites for an individual is one, they must have a disability, and two, they must have broadband. They must have their own device and broadband connectivity. So, but after that, our training is complimentary. We're not chasing voc rehab dollars in any state.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Brenda just sent a message.
Yeah. I saw.
She said if you have any questions, just to leave it in the chat box. Yeah.
Yep. No, I was listening to it as well. So, but yeah, hopefully that answered your question, Daniel. So, yeah, nothing's in.
Yes.
No,
Yes, that did answer my question.
Yep.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. And then do you have any questions? I'm opening it up. Does anybody else have any questions for Mike, Laura, Taylor, anyone who's here? Okay, there's one question here Brenda has here for you. It says, how many years have you been doing BIT? Bit.
Yep. I founded BIT February 28th of 2013. So we're almost a teenager. We'll be 13 in about.
Wow. Okay. That's been a while. Okay. Do we have any more questions from anyone else?
And if folks are interested in looking into our programming on our website, which is on the contact form, literally all. I heard that question. 1 second, I'll answer that. But if you're interested in getting started with our programming, with our Academy to Apprenticeship program, you go to our website and you're going to find a link that says Become a Career Seeker. Become a career seeker. And that's literally how you get the ball rolling with us. Great question there about what's one of the most interesting things since I started BIT. Just there's a handful of things that are really intriguing to me. One is um, kind of how siloed the disability community is, right? Like, and it like and it because it's not just like blind organizations. there's there's 100 different blind organizations, and then there's but then there's very specific like blindness organizations like for like LHON or for like there's different conditions of blindness, and so there are all these really niche and entities. Same thing with the neurodiverse community. Same thing I know with the deaf and hard of hearing. Like I didn't know just how siloed the disability community was as a whole 13 years ago. And um, in BIT, we're like Switzerland. We're neutral. Again, we don't say that we are experts in accommodations, but we're not afraid of the conversation. So if individuals and organizations that are super interested in addressing the unemployment or underemployment epidemic with BIT, like we want to lock arms with them and just help really make a difference here. So one of the more surprising things to me is like you would think that more nonprofits who support disability communities would be interested to partner. And oh no. So, oh no, like that's probably one of the more interesting things. And this isn't even a US thing. We've attempted to partner with organizations in Europe, a few in Asia. Like it is amazing how siloed these organizations are. So yep, that's the one of the more surprising things for me.
There's a okay.
Yep, I heard that. So what I think what kind of baffles people from the disability community is that we're not trying to, like, if people come to us and they're like, oh, do I need to be active within voc rehab? And no, like we're not chasing, like we collaborate, we partner with voc rehab agencies across the country, but we are not chasing their dollars. Quite honestly, it's a pain in the ass to work, try to partner and get money out of the voc rehab, and so we're not chasing that. And so people from the disability community are often a little shocked when they're like, "Oh, well, then how do you get paid?" Well, we get paid by getting people jobs. So we take a for-profit approach, not a nonprofit approach. So that's what surprises people. And then, quite honestly, another thing that I get all the time is, so if you go out there and you click on that link, become a career seeker, the first thing that happens is you'll get an initial interview with us here at BIT. And I still conduct probably 90-95% of those initial interviews. And so many times people are like, I'm talking to the CEO, and yeah, because I unfortunately another phenomenon within the disability kind of space is most executive directors or CEOs of nonprofits serving the disability community live in ivory towers. And I don't do that. So I am very easy to access because ultimately I work for you. Any other questions, please?
Okay, this is Daniel. Does anybody else have questions? Okay, and then Brenda's, yeah, I do have a question and I wanted to clarify.
Mhm.
Um, Give me just 1 second. I'm getting it spotlighted.
Yep.
Okay. So this is Brenda speaking,
Mhm.
and my hair is short.
Mhm.
It's like reddish gray, and then I'm dressed in black and I have glasses on. So I'm the co-host leader to this meeting for the lunch and learn. So my question for you is, I really do appreciate you joining in with us and taking the lead with this presentation. Really appreciate your time. And I was just curious as to what made you decide to set up BIT and who supported you in the beginning? You know,
Oh,
how did that come about?
what a great question, Brenda. So what drove me to do it was quite honestly being that token blind person in a really large company. I mean, really large company. I mean, 50, 60,000 employees, and there's one blind person, and I never, yet again, it never, no one using sign language, like, nothing, like it was, and I just, as an engineer, as a computer science engineer, it made me start asking that question, like, why? And then I started doing my due diligence. I started asking the questions. I started looking at other nonprofits, um, and again, a lot of good nonprofits out there. There really are doing a lot of education, advocacy work, all that good stuff. But when it comes to the unemployment epidemic, and it's really what it is for the disability community, it's an unemployment epidemic, and it's not talked about. That's what just drove me to be like, all right, what can I do? And it really the support I had was from my best friend and better half, my wife of over 30 years now. But it was a pill to swallow, because as a startup nonprofit, and that's what we were a startup nonprofit. There are no grants available, zero grants available to startup nonprofits. I did not have a rich uncle. um, and so I had to figure out this thing called cash flow immediately. I had to figure out how to, and we are, as a family, we were a single family income. And my salary in corporate, I was 120,000 a year. And first year of business with BIT, we were 47,000 first year revenue. So we took a financial haircut, big time, and we had the support of most of my friends thought I was absolutely gaga. They they had no idea, like, what, you're leaving a corporate gig to start a non what they didn't understand what I was doing. That it was some kind of a midlife crisis. But they would support me. And quite honestly, I think when I was surprised at the um, when I because I didn't know I was getting in the world of sales. I had no idea. Like, and ultimately that's why I'm here now. Like, I travel all over the world, and it's because I'm meeting with organizations and that sort of thing. So I didn't know that's what I was signing up for. Again, shame on me, but I didn't know what I didn't know. And I was amazed, like, when I took the skills I learned in corporate, like, were really, really essential. Being able to do cost benefit analysis and showcase and highlight actual solutions. And as an engineer, that's what I was constantly doing too. And so like this model, right, from academy to apprenticeship, it's a solution. It's a solution model. And so when I've been able to present these kind of solutions to organizations, large and small, like, I've been amazed at the support we've been able to get from, again, really large brands like Salesforce, like Dell Computers, JP Morgan Chase, Allstate, NBC Universal, like DaVita Healthcare. I've been amazed at the executive level, like all the way at the top, how much support we were able to get. But yeah, it's been It's been a hell of a journey. So it's only been 13 years, but I'm sure I've aged about 25. Hopefully that answered your question, Brenda. I think I look great for 90. I look great for 90. I look like hell for 30 though.
Yes, you did answer my question. This is Brenda. And then give me 1 second. I'm going to try to pin myself. Okay. Yeah, just asking interpreter if you can see me. So yes, you did answer my question. Thank you, Mike, again for doing this. I guess we're just gonna start. If there's not any more questions before, uh, just asking if there's any other questions.
Again, Daniel, Brenda, the team, thank you so much for allowing us to speak to your audience. We look forward to future collaborations with your team. We really do. So thank you for being willing to collaborate with BIT. We really do appreciate it.
Yes, yes, we appreciate it. We're happy to, whatever we can do. We're willing to collaborate in any way. Whatever you need, we're happy to do it.
Love it.
Yes. So, okay.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye bye.